So my name is Sherri Lilienfeld. Some people affectionately call me Sustainable Sherri because I'm always trying to live sustainably. I talk to people about living sustainably, and the purpose of this podcast is to foster environmental stewardship, promote sustainable living, and drive innovation and corporate responsibility. Today, I have a great guest. His name is Greg Aulicino, and he has a unique, amazing business model that I'm so excited to share with you. So my background, I've worked in the engineering field, working with chemical companies, and then also my life after college, I've been buying, selling, refurbishing, and flipping real estate. I met Greg through an open house I was doing, and when he started explaining to me his business model, I was just so impressed because he takes reusing and recycling to a level that you guys won't even believe. So I'm going to turn it over to Greg, and he's going to explain to you his business model and what he does.
Thanks, Sherri. A little bit of background to me. I've been doing real estate since 2016 as just a investor, buy and hold and have some rental properties. About 5 years ago, I met a gentleman that had moved two houses to an area that I avidly invested in Atlantic City. And he owns a demolition company slash house raising company that became really prevalent in our area after Hurricane Sandy. However, in the neighboring shore towns to Atlantic City, Margate, Ventnor, Longport, Brigantine, Ocean City, a lot of these very livable homes, is say in the 400,000 to even $1 million that are considered a tear down for that area. He has the ability when they're within a certain size parameter to raise them and then put them on a trailer and move them to a new location. My model is where I invest, I buy vacant lots that usually don't require a variance. And then from there, we'll find a house that could that would be scheduled for demolition in one of those neighboring shore town areas, and we'll then have it moved to the new current location, and we'll have it set on a new foundation there, and then reconnecting all the sewer, water, utilities, and finishing any disruption that happened within the home during the move. Typically, the time frame on these moves is anywhere, but usually in the summertime they don't do it because there's moratoriums for construction, etc. But these houses can be moved within a two week to a month time frame and save it from the demolition going to landfill. So with the thought process there, I'm going to show you a few pictures, I guess, if you want to
Yeah,
see.
but I just want to say something for
Sure.
people to really understand what you're saying.
Okay.
We are recycling houses, houses that would normally be torn down. And I live in one of these shore communities that you're talking about, and I've been in the building department where people are literally tearing down homes that, I'm not kidding, 10-year-old homes sometimes, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's so wasteful to take a perfectly good house and tear it down just to build another one. And what Greg is doing is he is recycling houses. Is such a fabulous idea, and I love this. So yes, go through your pictures, but like I can't make that point any more clear, like what you're doing. These houses that we see being torn down, Greg takes them, moves them, puts them on a vacant lot and turns and reuses them. So
Fully reusing them, fully putting a family in there, or an investor's taking it for a rental property. And the beauty of the process is when you're talking new construction, depending on where you are, prices typically are ranging anywhere from $240 on the very low end, to upwards of $400 a square foot. So when we're moving houses, these houses aren't huge that we're moving. We're moving, 2 bedroom, 3 bath, 1,000 square foot, nice size home for, a family of four, maybe five, six, depending on the bedroom setups. But they rent well, they're going to appreciate, and they're going to appraise properly. And the savings as far as the construction cost and the ability to reuse everything in the house. A lot of these houses I'm getting them fully furnished. The appliances are still inside, and the appliances might even be 3 years old, 4 years old. And these would just be going straight to the landfill or the scrapyard prior to this move.
Yeah. To me, it's so crazy. I mean, if not for anything, that a lot of these demolitions, there aren't even what we call demolition sales, where people can take out those appliances, that you get a home, a fully functional home that's doomed to be torn down. But the fact that you take it, move it, reuse it, I love this concept. Please show us some of what you do. And I guess what motivated you, what got you into this is you just connected with the right person. You connected with someone who was
exactly. So what got me into this is, like, I was flipping houses, and I was also buying bank foreclosures and vacant homes that were either like an estate deal or foreclosure, or I bought tax liens from the city. I participated in city auctions where they're blighted or derelict properties. And just like you have done renovations and flips, every house I've done in my area, and the exception of one homes out of 14 houses that I've done, they've all been vacant prior to my purchase. Even 2 of them that I purchased were scheduled to be demolished by the city, and I purchased them prior, showed them my plan of how I was going to renovate it and save these houses also from being demolished. But I ran into this little niche of the recycling of the full house with this construction company guy that does the house moves. And it was so cool to me. And I really didn't have to know how to do it in the beginning. I watched him do 2. And then I reached out once I found a couple vacant lots that made sense from a price point aspect to find the land. That's the hard part when it comes to this, is you need to be able to find the cheaper land that makes it make sense to move the house to. It's tough in an area like Margate, Longport, Ventnor. You can't really move the house down the street because a vacant lot there is going to run you $299 to $400,000 just for a small lot off Beach Block way down, even $1 million.
Oh, they're more than that now. Yeah. More than that. So
it doesn't make sense to move them there. But when you move them to an area offshore or somewhere, and it can still be a super great house. The one house I just moved, the last time it sold was $1 million. And the person that had it, I guess it looks like it sold in 1998. So they've been using it, and now they've just decided to upgrade their home and build this $4 million house on the same lot. But there's no difference from this $1 million to what I got it on my lot now. So other than the location.
I used to live in Pennsylvania, and we used to vacation in Sea Isle. And that's when a lot of this tear down started. So in the 1990s, I remember they used to lift the homes. They would move them offshore. They did that back then. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know why more builders like you aren't doing this. It just makes so much sense. So anyway, I love it. I love the idea, which is why I wanted to bring your idea out there. I want you to talk about like how you find your houses and how you find your land, if people can help you do that. Of course, I'd love to help you do that as a realtor, but I'm not everywhere. It's just the areas that you like to be in. And I know you have some pictures you want to show us, walk through some of the pictures and give us an idea of how this works. It's just amazing.
Sure. So this home is is one I just recently had done. This came out of Brigantine, little picture.
Yeah.
This is a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath rancher. This was from Brigantine. I picked this up. So I'm in a little email group with the guys that run the house moving company and a couple other developers that I know through my networking. Now that I have the guys in place that can do these moves, their company's called 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗁𝗂𝘀. They're really, really great to work with. For me, it went hand in hand with what I was doing because I have that construction knowledge. I have a little background in that from the house and everything. This might be a little bit more of a complicated undertaking for somebody without that kind of background as far as permitting is concerned, dealing with the city. It's not just something you're going to say, oh, I got the lot, bring me over the house. You have to do zoning. There's a lot more that entails. So it's not something that's hard to do. It's just something you kind of have to dedicate and take the time to learn what you have to do, follow the appropriate steps.
not for everyone,
Yeah.
right? But I'm glad you're doing it. If it's not for everyone, let them call you and send you.
Yeah, so I like doing it. It's fun for me. It's really rewarding to see this get saved, get back up, hopefully to have many years of use and enjoyment out of each one of these projects that I do. This first picture here is a house from Brigantine, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. I purchased this house for $40,000, included with the move.
Wait, back up. Included with the move, which is crazy to me. You can't even mail something from UPS, that little box, and it costs you a fortune, right?
Yeah, included with the move, and that
Crazy.
also came with an engineered foundation plan.
Crazy. That's amazing.
Crazy. So, I mean, granted, once we get the house over, this is them building the trailer that they make under the house. They have their whole apparatus that they set up, they crib it up, and they lift it. Here's a little video of it coming over the bridge by Harrah's Casino from Brigantine.
I love that. That's scary though. I would not want to be that trailer driver.
They bring it over. They contact Atlantic County. There's all road permits that go into this. Police know as far as what road needs to be closed, no parking on certain streets during the move. But it's a very seamless process. This house was moved from Brigantine to its current location, and it probably made it there in under 4 hours. But by the time it was set on the trailer, it was maybe come over 25 minutes of driving and then unloaded on the trailer and reset on my property. So pretty quick. These guys have it down to a science. There's the house once it's on the lot. They cribbed it up in the rear yard. We did this particular house on a piling foundation. So they put it in the rear yard of this property. We ran the piles in the front, and then the house was moved forward onto the piles. As you can see it sitting here, we resided it, put a new roof on it. This is the process of building the decks. This is pretty cool. You'd appreciate this. All this lumber for the decking is PE lumber from the Atlantic City Boardwalk. They did a $20 million wood replacement up there.
Yes, I remember that. So wait, are you saying that you took the wood that was going to go into a landfill
Correct.
from the Atlantic City Boardwalk and use it for your decking? This is what I love about what you do. Like everything is like recycled and it looks beautiful. It's not like you feel like it's beautiful.
It's really cool actually. So this is called IPE. It's a Brazilian hardwood.
Wow.
This stuff has actually a 75-year lifespan. It's a super tight, like cellulose wood. The grain, it looks like almost like a mahogany. Yeah. It's one of the hardest woods out there. This stuff, in order to put this down, we ran it through a planer first, which shaves about 1/8 of an inch off the top, giving it like a new wood look, these are true 2x4 boards. This is not the thin stuff. This is like, this is amazing. It's actually pretty wild. I looked this stuff up just because I was curious how much this goes for, and it goes for like $14 a board foot.
Wow.
And I was buying this from the construction crew instead of them putting it in the dumpster for $5 a board, a 14-foot board. That was like a $180 board. Like it's pretty wild. So it does take time. This is the wrong picture here, but let me slide through here. I'll show you. This is that IPE wood once we milled it down. And then we
stained it. It does look like mahogany. It is so.
This is the epay oil. You can see the stairs here after finished.
Beautiful.
Very cool. I mean, saving this wood. I actually even bought. I think I have about 300 boards extra that I bought from the guys before they were putting so much into the dumpster, but the construction crew was really cool. The boss had given these guys permission to sell it off. I guess they're getting a little extra for themselves, for the crew, because they took all the nails out of it, and I think they were scrapping the nails. But it's part of the job to get rid of this stuff, and it was amazing. I actually found this wood on Facebook Marketplace.
Love that too.
Just randomly, I was, and it was so cool because I've always had this dream of getting some of that boardwalk wood. I've been surfing up there in Atlantic City for so long. And just to randomly find this, I was like, I need to get a bunch of this and just stockpile it in my 1 yard because it's not going to go bad. It can sit out in the weather. And it's ready for projects. It's really cool. And I've talked to a couple other guys when they were selling this, that we have a lot of guys that are calling about this wood and that are doing similar stuff. They're remaking furniture, this and that. I think it's something great that these guys on the construction crew took it upon themselves to take the time and actually take the screws out of the wood and try to like make a couple dollars for themselves, but also save this from going to the landfill.
Wait, so these construction guys that pulled up this wood from the boardwalk, are they city worker? Like who are
They're
they?
like a union. I think they're union contractors that basically get the contract to remove the wood. It happens all over. You know, they do
Okay.
boardwalks in Ocean City, Wildwood. They told me they pretty much move around. Um, but
I'm so glad that they really had that foresight to really think about that wood is beautiful. And
yeah,
think about it, would be just sitting in a landfill somewhere. Terrible.
it was crazy. And think about it, this wood was shipped all the way from Brazil. Like, I was just thinking about like, well, what were the the cost to get it here? Think about it on a ship. They had to mill it there. It gets all the. It's crazy. It's not like it's pine that came from Maine or somewhere. This stuff came from South
Exotic.
America.
It's
It's exotic.
exotic
It's insane.
wood that's
Yeah. And
made
now
for
I have a
that.
little bit of a cool story for each one of these houses too. Like this house was in Brigantine. Now it's in Atlantic City with the Atlantic City boardwalk as its decks. It just a neat little a little story. I also do Airbnb in some of my houses. So these little kind of things you can throw in the description is something cool to
Absolutely.
add to the allure of the house.
Absolutely, with your whole marketing package for your Airbnb.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Okay, love that story.
Thanks. So those are those. Let's see. Let's scroll along here. I'll show you. This is the next project that we just started doing. So here's this house. This is the house from the Zillow of this property. This came out of Ocean City. This is a two-story move. So when they brought this house to me, they actually had to cut the roof off about here. It had to get pulled off with a crane and reassembled on my site.
Wow, that seems complicated.
Pretty complicated. This house came with all the kitchen appliances, etc. It didn't have any real furniture inside, but it will be a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's 1,500 square foot. So I'll show you the next picture. This is it coming over the 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗴𝗵𝗁 bridge that's on Route 30. Let's see here. This is it coming across, and you'll see the roof on the second trailer here as it comes by.
Wow. And there was a fireplace on the outside or something?
When the house that was in Ocean City did have a fireplace, they removed the fireplace. And when that comes and sits on my lot, we'll be putting a rear door there because this house is going to sit at it's going to sit rotated 90 degrees from its original location. And we're going to be moving the front and side doors. So the house is going to be sitting on the lot like this. The front door will be here. Originally it was here. So that's only to meet variance setbacks and different things like that I could get around by rotating the house. I didn't have to apply for variance. I met lot width, square footage, et cetera, et cetera. This one's also on a piling foundation. This is the early stages of the pilings going in. Each piling gets driven to a rating of 10 to 12 tons. And then the house also gets moved over it here. Let me scroll past these few.
So you moved it from Ocean City to where? Remora?
To Atlantic City.
Oh.
This is in Venice Park section of Atlantic City. It's right off of Route 30. This is sitting on a 70 by 75 lot. A pretty good sized lot. It's 5,200 square feet. Typically these lots over in this area are going to be selling in like the $70,000 range.
Nice.
So it's it's an easy entry point for somebody that's trying to do little projects like this.
Well, and like you said, though, I could definitely see there's a specialty involved, like obviously putting a house back together and making sure structurally everything's okay. Like you
right. Everything gets, all these plans are done by an engineer. They're all going to have sealed stamps. They're all going to get approved through the city. Like I said, that's the process that you have to kind of work with. That might take a little more time, especially getting all the approvals through zoning, through building, and then inspections. It's just what's happened, but that happens with anything. So it's a little more work, but for me, saving these homes and saving the costs for my pocket, I think it's really cool. I'll show you a little video. This is a video of the house getting slid in a little time lapse. It's just a short clip. But they're literally just sliding it on rollers with the front end loader, and then it's going to get into position. And we'll scroll here, and this is it set. This is actually from this morning. I was just over there. These guys were just
Oh,
finishing some work
wow.
underneath.
Thank you
And
for
this,
joining us today after taking on this big project this morning.
yeah, so this was this morning, and it looks great. The front door will be here where this window is. There will be a porch here, and the steps are going to be coming down this way, similar in the rear. And this deck, it's actually pretty cool. The way this house is positioned, this deck is going to be 18 feet off the ground. And the house next door to it, I actually own the house next door to it as well. But the roof line there is about 24 feet. So when you're this deck is facing Atlantic City. So at night, if you go up there, you have an unobstructed view of the entire Atlantic City skyline, the way this house is positioned now.
Beautiful. People
So
love that skyline view of Atlantic City. So beautiful at night.
yeah, so this one will be neat because I own the house next door. The house next door is an Airbnb. This house will also be an Airbnb, and it'll be unique because this is going to be a 4-bedroom house. The house next door is a 3-bedroom. I get a lot of larger groups, 15 to 20 people plus, that want to come down to Atlantic City. A little background on me: prior to me doing all this construction stuff, I was a nightclub guy for 15 years. So
Okay.
I was a large VIP host in Atlantic City for 15 plus years. COVID hit, everybody got laid off, and I owned some property already, and I just refocused and just decided I'm going to be my own boss and just do this. So,
Wow.
so this is going to be a cool, unique property because my house next to it, I'll be able to put groups of 15 and 20 that can rent both houses.
Oh,
This
right.
house is going to have a hot tub at it, just like my other houses. They all have hot tubs. All my hot tubs are actually have been recycled as well from
Oh my
people that
God. Yeah. You know what? Because people do. They want to get rid of them after a while.
after
Love
a
it.
while they want to either upgrade them. Here we'll go to this picture here. This is my one house that's on the bay here in Venice Park. It's got a 60-foot dock behind it. This hot tub is this was free from someone in where we moved it. It works perfectly. I've had it there for 6 years now.
Wow.
The deck's been all returfed. These I have tons of these lounger chairs. These came out of a condo apartment in Ocean City. They upgraded their furniture, and somebody was throwing these away on Facebook Marketplace. I picked up 20 of these. I have these at every property.
I love
Only
it.
only recently I just picked up these outdoor chase lounges from actually the Habitat for Humanity store offshore in Egg Harbor Township. These are
Great
donated
store.
items from a furniture company. These were I looked them up on the West Elm website. These were like $1,100 a chair, and I picked these up for like 160 over there.
That's so great.
Unbelievable, actually.
What?
It's pretty unbelievable when you really start to hunt those like used reclaimed deals because these chairs were actually supposed to be part of a sectional that had an L shape. So
Yeah.
these were just the ends, and thought to myself, what if I line them up? Now I got an arm on both sides, and just the one won't have an arm.
Yeah.
So it worked
No,
out pretty good.
it seems like you've done a great job securing your sources for things and have the right partners and you have this great business model. You're reusing things in ways that and it looks beautiful and it's not like, oh my God, you're using someone else's trash. No, it's not trash. Like this is nice stuff. Nice
Right.
houses, nice
Nothing wrong.
furniture.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just there's not to say that there's a different class level, but people at that level that are buying the brand new $20,000 hot tubs want the newest thing every 5 or 10 years. They want the new touch screen pad. There's nothing wrong with this hot tub. This hot tub is so simple to work on. I knew nothing about hot tubs when I got this. It actually worked. Maybe 6 months in, the heater went bad. I watched 3 YouTube videos, and the heater was literally 2 little clips that unclip, like you turn off this power, of course. You
Of
open, you
course.
unscrew 2 screws, you slide 2 little clip like pins on, and you slide these plastic rubber tubes off the heater and back on with a clamp. And it took me 20 minutes to replace the heater for I think it was $280.
Still
And
a deal. Still a deal.
it's unbelievable. This hot tub is like if you look it up new, I think they're 20 grand for the newer ones. I mean, this may be worth obviously they're not really worth anything because nobody wants to do any of the work. But if you take a little bit of time and learn something, now I have 3 of the same style brand hot tubs. They all came down from South Jersey area. And it's funny, the guy that sells this particular brand, Hot Springs, he owns Swim Again Pools and Spas down in Marmora. Really nice guy. And I've called him with questions. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember selling that hot tub." And he's actually so cool. They buy brand new hot tubs from him, and he'll call me when he gets old ones if I want to go and get some parts out of them.
Yeah. I was thinking that
His
now that
name is
you
Joe,
know
and
that
he's
you
like the
do that.
nicest guy.
Well, because look, if they're replacing someone's hot tub, right, they have to take the old one and throw it away. It goes in a
Right.
landfill, but now he has a good use for it. It's great. Like I said, you've done a great job also getting your right connections, and people know what you're looking for and they call you, so then you can reuse it. Which again, this is why I love what you do. Not only do you take houses, you take furniture, you take wood, you take hot tubs. It's all
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
So
it really goes a long way. Like just like meeting you at the open house. I didn't think I was going to be on. I would never thought I was going to just be on your recycling podcast, Sustainable Sherry, and here I
sustainable
am,
Sherry. Yep, yep.
telling some people about what I do, which I think it's great. It's really funny. Like to be honest, ever since I was a little kid, I've always been trash picking stuff, bikes, whatever that I see, like just around and fixing them up. And it's my one buddy always jokes with me. He's like, all you do is like I'll be driving to Brigantine, and it's funny.
Mhm.
This actually happened this summer. I was like, man, I really got to get a new barbecue for the one Airbnb. I swear, I'm driving a week later. I'm driving
I
to
believe
Brigantine.
you.
This guy is putting out a barbecue, and it's like the Pro Series, like an $800 barbecue. And I'm like, hey, did it work? He's like, no, yeah, it works. I got a new one. I put it on the back of my truck, took it home,
Believe
ran
you.
it, washed it. It is like, it's nicer than the barbecue at my house and it's at the Airbnb. But it's like, the stuff just like comes to you when you open your eyes and you start to think
Yes.
about it.
Yes. And
Yeah.
which is why I do also sustainable Sherry podcast is because a lot of it is awareness and people
Yeah.
just thinking about it, like just thinking about, hey, maybe I don't want this, but someone else could use it. You know the old
Right.
expression, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well,
Absolutely.
you live by that. And I won't tell anyone I trash pick, but I've done it a few times in my life because I
Listen,
think they're really good things. Yeah.
it's cool. I'm happy to see it get reused. I'm happy to give stuff away all the time to people. Like even my couple buddies, when I got that wood from the boardwalk, I was like, yo, you guys want some of this to do like a little project in your yard? And they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, this is great. Goes a
Yeah.
long way.
Yeah. And the more we could keep out of the landfills and reusing, the other thing I'm seeing is the younger generation. They're actually really starting to think a lot more about it, like with
Yeah.
clothing and stuff. They're getting more into, vintage
Yeah,
clothing
vintage
and
stuff is huge. I
yeah,
think it's
so
great.
yeah, I'd love to see it. But no, this is great. I love your model. I couldn't say it enough. Obviously, I said it multiple times. Um, and so how it should people like get in touch with you or what you're obviously looking for houses and furniture and different things, right? That you could use in your Airbnbs and recycling projects. So should they get a hold of you or they can reach out to
Sure. I
me?
mean, if they want to reach out to me, my Instagram is probably the easiest. If they wanted to just send me a DM or something like that, it's public page. It's VIP little underscore and then just my name, Greg.
Okay, Greg. And I'll have this in the remarks so people can
Sure.
see your stuff. And
Yeah,
thank you
and if
so much.
anybody wants to stay in my properties, I'll send you over an Airbnb link too. You can throw in there. Why not? This house in particular in the picture, this sleeps 10 to 12 people. It's really nice, it's right on the water. I think I might only have one weekend left in the summer. It's pretty booked up. Um,
Well, I can
but
see
the
why.
other ones are available too. So it's cool. It's really nice, especially for people in this area. Even say you have extended family that come down to visit. I always get a lot of people that like are friends of mine. They're like, oh, my cousins from Florida are coming, but our house isn't really big enough to have everybody stay. They were going to stay in a casino. I'm like, why don't you rent this house? And then you
Great
guys can
idea.
all meet and hang out on the deck. Like, they'll have a barbecue over there and they're locals and it's just extended family that comes. It's nice. I do a lot of bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, and birthday parties here.
I was gonna
So
ask though too, do you do like those prom weekends though? Are you still do you think those? Because those are a big one people want to do in Atlantic City. I get the bachelor
I,
parties and the bachelorette parties. They could get a little out of hand, but not too much. But what are those prom weekends? How about those? You could say
I've
no.
had
It's
I've
okay.
had groups stay for prom, and usually, honestly, in my experience, I haven't had many issues with them. I haven't really had any um, negative parties in the house. Number one, with Airbnb, I get to rate the customer after they stay. They get to rate me as a host. So a
That's
lot of
great.
people still want to use it. It's not like back in the day where you're like renting through, for example, like a real estate agent. You're just going to lose your security deposit or something. These people want to use the site again. They got a major credit card attached to it.
Mm.
Airbnb gives you $1 million insurance policy against damages. It kind of works out pretty good.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad for you, but yeah, I
Yeah.
get people calling me as a realtor.
Right.
Can you find a house for me for my kids for prom? I'm like, I don't
You're
think I
like,
want to
I
go
don't
there.
really
I
know about
don't
that.
know
I don't
about
want to be on that hook.
No.
I definitely don't want to be on that hook. Think about it. A house is a very large investment. Somebody's just going to like let nothing against kids, but we've all
Yeah.
made mistakes and we don't
Yeah.
think sometimes. So
Yeah. You don't have that thought process of the long-term
let's
consequences of your
the
actions,
hindsight. Yeah, exactly.
especially when you're drinking. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. So definitely I will include your contact information on your Airbnb so people can get hold of you, Greg. And thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
For sure. Sherry, it was awesome. Thank you so much as well. Be in touch, and it was a great time chatting with you.